130 Reasons Why I Embraced Atheism. God doesn't own me, nor does any religious myth. Growing up as a kid, and in other videos, I told you how when you're a Christian, you're a slave to God. God owns you. He owns your sexuality. He owns every choice you make. And every choice you make either puts you closer to heaven or closer to hell. And that's why I love atheism. Nobody owns my sexuality. Nobody owns my body. No one owns my thoughts. And as long as the thoughts I'm having, and I don't worry if a strange or horrible thought enters my mind. I mean, you can't control your thoughts. Religion taught me to feel shame about the things I can't control. And atheism taught me to embrace my natural urges, sexuality, my thoughts. I don't have to hold captive everything. It's part of being a human being. It's having a human experience. If you see someone who's attractive, I don't have to feel shame about finding them attractive. I don't objectify them. But I can think about, man, that they're attractive. I'd sleep with them without treating them as though they're a piece of meat. I mean, I don't need a God to force me to hold every thought captive. It must be exhausting with that level of shame. And it is. It really is. Because religion creates their own addicts and then offers a made-up addiction a solution. I mean, porn addiction and sex addiction, they don't exist. I mean, I Googled this a few days ago. Does the medical board, the medical community accept these addictions? They don't. They don't. I mean, 100 years ago, being trans or gay was considered a mental disorder, but I think it was the 60s. They removed body dysphoria as a mental disorder. So Christians make billions every year on addictions they created and offering solutions to cure an addiction that doesn't exist that they've created. Talk about the narcissism here. And owning who you are with autonomy, sovereignty, using consent is more empowering than any Bible or any biblical sermon could ever be. And I don't need to believe that my husband owns me, my boyfriend owns me. My parents, my family thinks they own me. And now they're ghosting me because I dared to tear that fantasy of control away from them. That's why I love atheism. You don't have to conform to be an atheist. We don't have you have to believe this to be an atheist. Traditionally, atheists are people that 100% don't believe there's a God. Or they might believe that there's a possibility, but they don't want to be, there are many reasons why. But there are atheists who might have a little bit of, maybe there's a possibility of a God. Atheists, there are so many types of atheists. I never assume anything. That's why I always assume everyone's bisexual. I get in less trouble that way. I just assume that everyone's up for anything, as long as we're all 18. And if someone says, oh no, I'm not bisexual, I'm straight, I would say, okay. That's fine. I do not care. I might actually find them a little bit more interesting if they don't have a traditional relationship or they don't have a nuclear family. But, I mean, I just don't care. I've met a few pansexual people, and live your life. Don't let anyone, anything, or any thought control how you live your life. Just be decent and, keep rolling onwards. And it's so nice to be in control of myself. I may not be able to control everything my body does, I mean, you can't control the day of your death. You can't control diseases or mental illness. But you can control what you can control. And just because you can't control if your foot twitches or you blink, doesn't mean there's a God. And that's what's so great. I don't have to do mental gymnastics. Oh, well, I don't understand this. It must be God. No. Just because you don't understand something doesn't prove there's a God. It just proves you don't know something. And I would rather live with uncertainty, not knowing every little secret, than believe in a myth that offers me comfort but falls flat. I don't know how the world came to be. And that's okay. And if I have kids, I won't, but if I ever did, I would tell them, we're probably not supposed to know everything. Because if we invented everything and found everything, that would take away a lot of the exciting expectation of science. I mean, if we discovered every cure or knew everything about the body, I mean, that would be a little bit boring. But I do hope they do find a lot of the cures for certain diseases. I really do. I hope they find in my lifetime a cure for every disease that the fundamentalist Christian in the 80s stuck on the LGBTQIA community. I mean, that would be one way to give the finger to Christian society, to cure every disease that these people, as a slur, put on gay people. And it's not a gay disease. Half of the people who get AIDS every year, and it's terrible, are straight people. I mean, the most responsible, who knew their STI history and were safe, they're not straight people. I mean, I've talked to RNs and CNAs. The people that get the most frequent testing, who know and use their sexuality responsibly, they're not straight. Only 1 out of 3 men who are straight protect themselves, get tested, and take responsibility. And that's before even a child is conceived. Don't get me started on after that. So being straight doesn't make you a better person. It, according to statistics, makes you less likely to care about your health. And being a straight woman, you're in the category with the lowest sexual excitement and sexual satisfaction. But it's really a mind funk to realize that everything you were taught in fundamentalist Christianity is backwards. Where the things you're supposed to fear are really the safe things. And the fear of everything is backwards. You shouldn't fear those things. The people you probably should be most wary of are the people you call friends and family. Because they commit 99% of the crimes in the U.S. And I don't want to be owned. I don't want to be part of a religion that views women as property. And that, it's okay to list women among property in the Bible. It is not. It is not. I don't want to be owned by any man. I don't want to be anyone's wife, anyone's girlfriend. I just want to be who I am. And if 10 years down the road, if I find somebody that doesn't interfere with my hopes, dreams, lifestyle, and pursuing myself, then I'll add them to my life. But I don't want to be man-centered. I just live my life. And being a part of a religion that was created by men, that has male gods and male deities, it just doesn't push me to being a member. My worst fear is waking up in an institution that I'm a member of, that's run by all male, white, cis, straight people. Which is why I avoid marriage. Because I don't like men telling me what my role is. I don't want to be told where my place is. My place is wherever I say it is. So, I like to take my own path, and as long as what I'm doing is moral, legal, and makes myself happy and whole, I don't honestly care what any man has to say. Especially after I've been stalked, propositioned, solicited, told to smile more, and that I'm a man-hating feminist. I mean, I've had 2 coworkers that were shot through restraining orders, so pardon me if I don't trust someone just because they're a man. So, religions that center around male control and authority isn't incentivizing me to join. It's not. I mean, the only religions I might be ever open to, which I'm not, but in theory, would be if it's centered around females and centered around female supernatural things. Because that's having a religion based on a male god just is a major turnoff to me. So, there's that.